Ah, celebrity lawsuits. So many court cases, so little time. I feel like every few months there's a new lawsuit underway, and sometimes they can be some pretty serious court cases. This year we saw the big case with Amber and Johnny, but there have been some other high-profile cases that you might not know about. So today we're going to take a look at the top 10 most controversial celebrity lawsuits. What's going on, guys? I'm your host, Byram, and welcome back to I.O. Today we're coming in hot with some serious celebrity court cases, but before we get started on that, here's just a little reminder to stay tuned until the end of the video for some bonus content. Now let's get started. Starting us off at number 10, Fyre lawsuit. Fyre was supposed to be like Coachella but better. The experience was hyped up by celebrity influencers who made it seem like it was the opportunity of a lifetime to attend the festival on the beach with lavish luxuries that you could only dream of, only for it to have been a total scam complete with stray dogs and crappy sandwiches. The aftermath of the Fyre disaster saw lawsuits popping up, originally coming for Ja Rule, the face of Fyre Media, and then they came for his business partner, Billy McFarland, but soon the courts turned from festival creators to their promoters. Soon enough, the $100 million lawsuit started picking on celebrities like Kendall Jenner, Bella Hadid, and Emily Ratajkowski, who began facing legal action for their roles in promoting the summer scam. It was found that these influencers were paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to promote the festival without any proof of concept. Some celebrities settled out of court and others walked away fine, but the whole Fyre scandal went down in history as one of the biggest scams ever. Honestly, they could have used that money to actually do the whole festival. Guess not. Coming in at number 9, Keira Knightley versus the Daily Mail. Back in 2007, Keira Knightley sued British publication company Associated Newspapers for the Daily Mail's publication of an article which claimed that the actress suffered from an eating disorder and was responsible for the death of a teenage girl. Keira's attorney released a statement saying that the then 21-year-old actress was unhappy with the article published by the Daily Mail and the link that the paper made between Keira and the girl who died of her ED. The publication had alleged that Keira suffered from anorexia and that she subsequently influenced the health of a teenager, leading to her passing. Keira ended up winning the lawsuit, which was only a total of about $6,000, but she ended up donating the money to charity. But the court case was mostly about setting precedents for the kind of things that the media shares in the first place. If you guys are enjoying the video so far, I'd like to ask you to consider giving it a like. It really helps us out when you do so, so please give this video a thumbs up. At number 8, Janet Jackson. During the 2004 Super Bowl halftime show, Janet Jackson and Justin Timberlake were performing together when a serious wardrobe malfunction happened and Janet's breast ended up being exposed. Following the incident, the Federal Communications Commission, or FCC, sued CBS for the live incident in a $550,000 lawsuit, citing indecent exposure for their cause. The lawsuit took about 7 years to be settled and CBS came out on top. Though Janet Jackson was really put through the ringer for her part in the whole scandal, both she and Justin came out on top in the end. It was discovered that the whole incident happened because the two performers had added a costume reveal in their performance at the last minute, and though it was rehearsed, the stunt failed at the last minute, resulting in Janet's exposure. Basically, the court's consensus here was that the FCC's lawsuit was unnecessary, calling their legal action arbitrary and capricious. Coming in at number 7, Ralph Lauren. Ralph Lauren and the United States Polo Association entered a court battle over their polo logo. Say that 5 times fast. Ralph Lauren, whose designs have sported the polo logo on things from clothing to fragrances, entered the dispute with the USPA over the allegation that the brand was trying to, quote, monopolize the depiction of the sport of polo. The USPA's logo featured 2 people playing polo, while the Ralph Lauren branding only featured 1 player. This wasn't the first time the two parties entered into a legal battle over their brandings, but each time Ralph Lauren came out on top. The United States courts ruled in favor of the fashion brand on the basis that the Polo Association's logo would cause customer confusion when associated with the word polo. The polo logo has been used by Ralph Lauren since 1978, but has been in numerous battles over their branding since their first court case in 1984. At number 6, Harvey Weinstein suits. This was the case which sparked the Me Too movement. I'm sure many of you know about Harvey Weinstein and the crimes against him. He's been sentenced to 23 years in prison for his crimes against women. This case detailed 3 decades of violence against women by the famous Hollywood executive. Throughout the trial, we heard testimonies from notable names in Hollywood like Ashley Judd and Rose McGowan, who were among the first women to come forward. Later, we saw stars like Gwyneth Paltrow, Angelina Jolie, and Lena Headey come forward with their unpleasant experiences with Weinstein. As a result of the case, Weinstein was not only found guilty of his many crimes, but he was also forced to resign from his company and has lost any and all respect and credibility in Hollywood. Halfway through at number 5, Sofia Vergara versus Nick Loeb. Sofia Vergara and her ex-fiance entered a heavy legal battle over their custody of frozen embryos. The couple, who had plans to start a family together, split in 2014, just 1 year after having 2 embryos frozen for later use. Nick wanted to claim custody over the embryos and supposedly had plans to bring them to full term and waive Sofia's parental rights to them, which was found to be in breach of contract, as they had an agreement which stated that both parties must consent to the embryos being carried to full term. He even went so far as to find a surrogate for the embryos and create trust funds for them. The case was thrown out, but Loeb retried his case, this time in the state of Louisiana, because of their stricter laws which protected embryos. His case was once again thrown out because he had no ties to the state. Loeb lied to the courts when he claimed to have lived there, giving him access to their court system, but it was actually discovered that he had only ever spent a few nights in the state. The judge also ruled that since the embryos had never been in a Louisiana facility, as they had been created in the state of California, that their court system had no justification over their custody battle. At number 4, Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby used to be known as America's dad, but now he is known as a defamed predator. The Cosby case, much like that of the Harvey Weinstein case, saw the downfall of the once famed actor as multiple victims came forward to share their unfortunate experiences with Cosby. Though many people came forward to speak on what happened to them, Cosby was only found guilty of 3 counts of aggravated indecent assault and was sentenced to up to 10 years in prison. He was found to have had around 50 altercations with various women, dating all the way back to his first recorded allegation in 1965. Like the Weinstein case, this one deals with subject matter that can't be freely discussed on YouTube, but I'm sure that you are all already familiar with what both of these men have been accused of and convicted of. If not, it's on the internet for your education. At number 3, Kesha versus Dr. Luke. There has been a long and aggravating history of lawsuits between Kesha and Dr. Luke. This whole scandal started when the singer accused the music producer of violating her and of using his position and reputation to, quote, intimidate and torment her. In 2014, Kesha sued Dr. Luke, looking to void all of her contracts with him under the claim that the producer had abused her in many ways, leading to the singer's near loss of life. Dr. Luke countersued the singer for defamation and breach of contract, saying that Kesha's accusations and lawsuit against him were a means of extortion. Since the suit began, other celebrities like Lady Gaga, Kelly Clarkson, and Taylor Swift have shown support for Kesha even after the verdict of her suit came back, awarding Dr. Luke the win in his defamation case. Kesha was also ordered to pay nearly $400,000 in interest for her royalties because of her breach of contract. Kesha still maintains that she was a victim, and Dr. Luke still maintains that he never committed any indecent crimes against the singer. Coming in at number 2, Tati Westbrook. Tati Westbrook has recently been accused of fraud after her business partner has come forward with a lawsuit against the YouTube beauty guru and her husband. The couple are being brought to court by business partner Clark Swanson for breach of contract, gross negligence, and fraudulent inducement in connection with their Halo Beauty brand. Swanson claims that he used to own 50% of the Halo Beauty company, but Tati and her husband came to him with an offer just before launching the company, in which they asked to each own a third of the company in exchange for using the Halo Beauty brand as a, quote, umbrella brand for all of Tati Beauty's launches. This would include her skincare, makeup, as well as vitamins. Though this was the deal that they ended up striking, the outcome was apparently very different. The lawsuit alleges that though the promise was to promote all business avenues under the Halo Beauty brand, Tati allegedly went off on her own and launched products outside of the Halo Beauty brand, and rather under Tati Beauty, cutting their business partner Clark out of the deal. There have also been allegations that Tati's husband has intentionally been devaluing the company in case of a lawsuit. Finally, at number 1, Amber versus Johnny. I'm sure that at this point everyone and their mother is familiar with this case. We've done tons of of videos about it on the channel, and it's been all over the news this past year. Amber and Johnny have been involved in a legal battle against the Sun publication for defamation against Johnny for having called him a wife beater. We saw a lot of evidence thrown around during this case, and it had seemingly exposed Amber Heard for having been the abuser and not Johnny. Though it seemed that Johnny was set to win the case and have Amber exposed as the abuser in their relationship, the opposite happened, and Johnny lost the libel case. Though he has plans to appeal the case, Johnny's downfall is once again beginning as the aftermath of the case has started taking a toll on his career. Just recently, the actor announced that he was asked to step down from his role in Fantastic Beasts and will no longer be portraying the role of Grindelwald in the Warner Brothers film. Though the case is over, I'm sure this isn't the last we will hear of Johnny and Amber's legal troubles, as a new case or appeal will soon be on the horizon. That's our list of the top 10 most controversial celebrity lawsuits. I know you are all familiar with the Amber and Johnny case, but other than theirs, what court case surprised you the most? Or which haven't you heard of before? Personally, I have never known of the Keira Knightley case, so that was kind of surprising. Now before I wrap up the video, let's quickly do some comment shoutouts from Kris Jenner reacts to Kendall Jenner's party backlash. Entitled Potato says, is it just me or are TikTokers and celebrities throwing more parties than ever in the middle of a pandemic? I'm not sure if they're throwing more parties, but their parties are definitely being more publicized. So they're still breaking the rules and they're still throwing the same number of parties, but I think it's just being blown up in the media, so we're all knowing about it now. I am Delia D says, apparently the California government didn't think it was an issue. Meanwhile, they arrest and fine regular folks for doing the same thing. Money talks. In the words of Childish Gambino, this is America SMH. Yeah, I mean, money buys everything. The Kardashians, you can never touch them. It doesn't matter who you are or what you're doing legally. They're the Kardashians, they're on another level. Vita Noir says, I just want a recording of Bree saying, we're in the middle of a pandemic, did you know that? To play for anyone in the process of doing something stupid or inconsiderate. She just said it in the perfect tone, LOL. I mean, you can always go back to that video and just like take that snippet and play it for anyone. Be passive aggressive about it, okay? It's a pandemic, do whatever you want. Thanks for all your comments and for sticking around until the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, why not consider subscribing to the channel, and if you feel so inclined, turn on notifications so you never miss out on a new video. That's it for me, but until next time, stay safe, make good choices, and try not to get sued this week. TTFN, my dudes.